Hey, good morning, everybody in the Philippines. Good evening and beyond to everybody in America and around the planet. I see Australia's in the house. What's going on, everybody? We got a few things we want to talk about today. As y'all can see, I'm alive and well. I'm healthy. I've been getting a lot of emails and messages, man, saying that they heard on Steve's channel that I was in an accident or something. I don't know. I don't spend my time in paradise on such matters, man. I'm over trying to have fun, live my life. Hey, Bobby G, what's going on? Tennessee Traveler, Gregory Calhoun, I appreciate you, man. Let's see what we got before we get a few people on here. Derek, what's up, man? I saw your Facebook profile, man. Look like you lifting some big time weights. Hey, Lynn Ortega, okay, I got you. Hey, Rod. John, thank you for coming on, man. You early today. I appreciate that. And all my NTZ crew. And all y'all do to keep this a good community, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to drop off that over there today, John, if I can. Tony Booth from Australia. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Ingram Davis, I hope everything's going well. Love Beat Muse. He said, what's happening? He said, happy to be back watching my favorite dude in the Philippines. Blessing us with gems and that boots on the ground experience. Did you and your lady chill out to the mix I sent you? Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. I forgot to tell y'all, Love Beat Muse is a DJ. I believe he used to be on the radio, right? Are you on the radio now? He's really got some good mixes. Animal Talks. Hey, Kenneth Roundtree. Good morning. Good evening, I guess. Christian Marie Poe. Doug Carr. Ann G. Dern. Tony Emerson. We'll give a little roll call before everybody gets on here. Curtis Baton or Batten. Tell me what's going on, man. Nate Calley. Jerome Morgan. Good to see you, brother. Hey, TJ, what's up, man? A little less than 2 days of quarantine to go. Hey, when you get out of there, man, if you're out of there before June the 23rd, go to that Samal Island if you can. Samal. It's not too far from Davao. Philly Boy. What's up, Sam Champion? He said, sent something to you in Messenger chat. Please respond. Okay, I will after this because it's hard for me to go back and forth, Sam. All right, guys, we're going to get started. The subject of my title today, because I've been getting a lot of questions and stuff about online dating. And, so I just said, let's talk about this pandemic love. Is it real or is it because she's desperate or you're desperate? Because a lot of us over in the West, we're suffering from loneliness, and a lot of the people over here are suffering from brokenness. So when you put them two together, it's not a good thing. Hey, thanks, Matthew. I appreciate the super chat. He said, morning, Calvin from Virginia Beach. Had me a good Southern breakfast today. Wow. Can I get it there? You can get it up, in Cebu, in those major cities. But I tell you what, if you want a good breakfast, go to the Maria Wani Hotel, man. They've got, everything you need over here. But you're not going to get any. Well, the grits here, according to John, he's tasted them. I haven't. The corn grits. But biscuits and gravy, you can get that here. Pancakes, bacon, eggs, sausage, whatever it is, whatever constitutes a Southern breakfast. But it's not going to have that Southern taste to it because, it's hard to cook Western meals with Filipino ingredients and vice versa. That's the problem a lot of Filipinos have in America trying to recreate their meals They don't have the right ingredients. Hey, Yardy Cole, what's going on, man? Willie Rivers, he said, what's up, Calvin? How are you? Peace and power. Look forward to meeting you. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. I look forward to meeting you, too. Hey, Matt Hagan, man. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville is how I pronounce it. It's so many ways to pronounce it, but, you know, I'm from the old school, so it's L-O-O-I-E-Ville, Louisville. What's up, Matt? Okay, James Harden, he said, good night to all from yeah, let's talk about this pandemic love, man. See, be careful, guys, you know. And I did a video today from a gentleman from Canada asked me about online dating, you know. And I just told him, man, I'm not against online dating. See, I got the wrong impression. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you're going to meet good women on there. But we limit ourselves by going online, and then we put ourselves in that site of those bad girls too. But what I'm really against is sending lots of money over here to women you never met before. Because see, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. It does more harm than good. You know, remember, she's got to live over here. So if you stop sending and nobody stops sending anymore, what's that going to put her into? Yeah, it's going to put her in a bind. Hey, Hang Lee, what's going on? He asked me today, he said, what about the 1 month plan? Well, I guess you could since you've already spent your money, but I wouldn't even open an account until I only have 1 week before I'm over here. Because, you know, I'm going to tell you something, guys, it's going to make you anxious, you know, and anticipation is going to kick in. You ain't going to be able to sleep at night, man. At least you only have that for 1 week. But yeah, this pandemic thing is dangerous, guys. I'm gonna tell you something. Be real careful because times are hard around the world, especially here. But I was in a taxi cab, not this last time I went to Bacala, but the time before, and it was a good taxi driver, man. He was funny, and I was talking to him. His wife died. He was a widower, and she died like 2010, I believe, 12, one of them. And I said, well, you gonna get married again? And he says, no, it's too expensive. That's what he said. He said, when you marry women, you got to take care of them and everything. I said, so what do you do? Do you date? He said, no. He said, here in Bacala, it's buy one, take one. And I was like, buy one, take one. He said, yeah, with the street ladies. If you buy one, you get one free, man. And oh, man, I was like, and he was dead serious. You know, and I guess, you know, that's what the pandemic has created, man, where, you know, you can buy one, take one over here, guys. Hey, thanks, Gregory Calhoun, man. I just share my experiences, man, really. Guys get on me like, I mean, they put me up there like I'm Ed Bradley, man. I'm just giving y'all my experience, man. You know, I just want when you come over here, you know, you don't get blindsided, man, because half the stuff I'm telling y'all guys, you're going to forget it. Because, man, when you get off that plane and you see this little honey over here, you're going to be like, forget that sunshine shoulders. Here's my sunshine right here. What's going on, Frank Ellis? Hey, Kevin Luckman. Yeah, Kevin Luckman. I finished that book, man. I'm going to have to probably, the next person you meet in heaven, man. Read that book by Mitch Albom. Man, it's a great book, man. And see, he's lit my fire now. I'm going to have to go down to Bacala and get some more books. Retired 2019. He thinking of fire. He said, online dating is a dumpster fire. It is, man. But no matter what we tell them, retired 2019, they're going to do it. And I get it because some guys are just going to be here for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And they're probably never coming back. And they're looking for a good time. But, you know, a lot of us, we come over here, you know, we're going to come back and forth. And some of us are going to stay. And see, I think that's where people get it wrong. I'm coming to you from an expat's point of view. I live here. That's why I say, oh, it's not necessary. But, you know, it is necessary for some guys, believe it or not. Hey, Dusty Passport. Man, you got to clean that passport off. Craig Schuler says, a Filipino boyfriend appreciates the free red horse. But see, the reason I said this pandemic love, because a lot of women are asking me over here to interview them who have never been involved, who have never been interested in foreigners before. But because I did a couple of interviews, and I did 4 interviews, no more. Every last one of them, life was changed dramatically, man. I mean, y'all were really, really generous with these women, man. And so now you got all these other women coming forward. They want to be interviewed. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. About once a week, my girlfriend, such said, they want, no more interviews. TJ Johnson said, yeah, girls are desperate out here right now. If you're looking to be cost effective, I'm sure there's a win in there, but damn, it's too depressing. Yeah, man, you gotta be boots on the ground, man. It's gonna be hard to try to vet a woman online, man. And then some guy says, how can you prove if she's serious? Well, it just depends on what your criteria is. I mean, for me, I just want somebody that's gonna be honest, man. Because hell, they are, a lot of them are good looking over here, man. But some guys want it. They say, not asking for anything. Well, remember, it's an unspoken agreement. Don't get lulled into sleep in that. But that's their criteria. Some say, oh, well, if she has sex with me on the first night. What was another one they said? Yeah, those are the top 3. But it depends on what your criteria is. From the looks of it, some of you guys, all you want is a professional woman with an education. It's not saying a lot over here, man, because a lot of the women here are professionals with college degrees, but that don't mean a whole lot. My woman is a professional with a college degree. She earns about 7,000 pesos a month. I mean, we bring all this old trophy stuff over here, and they don't understand it. But yeah, if you just want to come over here and have a good time, you're going to win. In the short run, we win. But in the long run, they win. Roy Jones said, gives new meaning to put it on layaway. And that's what we do, Roy, to be honest with you. That's our mindset. We thinking that we're buying these women, we're putting them in reserve, but you're not. She's chatting 3 or 4 guys, and it's first come, first serve. And, okay, don't believe me. Hey, Mikey's Life. He said, Michael here from the Caribbean. Good morning, buddy. I'm looking to retire in Mindanao. Been with my girl a few years now. Yeah, I like Mindanao. It's vast. It's really the cheapest place, the most affordable, I'll put it like that, in the Philippines. And one guy asked for travel update. Well, no really update, but the goal of the Philippine government was to try to reach herd immunity by December 31st here, by inoculating 70 million people. Well, as of June the 14th today, 1.5 million have had both doses of the vaccine. So that's 2.11%, if that answers anything. We're in for a long run, guys. Hey, Steve S., thank you so much for the super chat. He says, how common is it over there to be convicted of adultery over there, asking for a friend? It's very uncommon. Now, the lady may get in trouble, but you're not going to get in trouble. How did you know? How would you know? Now, the flip side of that, Steve, is this. The woman may not tell you she's married, and she may have a jealous husband or boyfriend over here. You're more likely. Now, how likely is that to happen? Very likely that you may get in trouble with him, because they're jealous, man. They don't play that stuff. But, you hear that all the time. But how can they do it? You're coming from 8,000 miles away, and you just so happen to be with a married woman. How could they lock you up for that? You didn't know. Now, could she get in trouble? Yeah, if the husband is going to bring charges because it's adultery, if they're still together. But see, if they're not together, and there's a law. I looked it up. I don't know what it's called. But if they're not together and they've been apart for several years, which is more likely to be the case here, they can't bring that charge on you anyhow, or her. It's not going to stick. because in the Manila Times, in the opinion part, they got this lawyer in there, and I would suggest y'all look at it every day, because every day she addresses some type of Philippine law, and it's called something, man. I forgot to write that down. Reginald Wallace said, "You have me rolling, my brother," but real talk. It is, man, and that's what I try to give y'all, just my boots on the ground experience, man. Yeah, Billy, that is a good plan. He says, "I plan to move to the Philippines, stay for 6 months, considering Cebu and Davao, just checking the 50,000 pesos monthly budget." Yeah, and remember, a budget is just, you're saying to yourself, I'm not going to spend over that. You know, talking about my living expenses, because that's two different things. But of course, there's millions upon millions of people, guys, who live here, who are healthy, who are happy. A nurse over here earns about $600 a month, man, a nurse. Some doctors in some of these teaching hospitals over here, they earn 20,000 pesos per month. Yeah, you can do it, man. And, you know, some guy was talking about that the other day. He put some just unbelievable figures under that video I did. And I was like, man, are you crazy? I don't even pay that at home. He had 55,000. Go into my video I did, living comfortably on 50,000 pesos a month in the Philippines. The one I just recently did last week. He put 55,000 for rent, 56,000 a month for a car payment. What did he say? 9,000 a month for water bill, 24,000 a month for electricity. I'm like, where are you living? Beverly Hills? Come on, dude. There ain't no way you gonna spend that over here. Crimson said, "You're in the military." Yeah, I was in the Navy, U.S. Navy. John Chan says he loves Davao. He says stayed there for 6 days. I love Davao too. Roy Jones said, "Boots on the ground matchmaking." No, I gave that up, man. What's going on, Cal Deadman? Glad to see you, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, Daniel Hackney says, "Oh my God, if there are 70 million that still need both shots, I'm afraid it could be another year or longer." Yeah, well, Moody's Analytics said 2023 for them to reach 65% of the population. Based on the way it's coming in, they're rolling it out now. Yeah. Yeah, Gregory Calhoun, yeah, it is the law over here, but you know, it's a lot of laws over here, but you know, how many laws we got on the books, even in my own country, but they're never, you know, enforced. And that's just one. Of course, if the lady and her husband are still together, and she and his man, they're still happily married, it's matrimony, and she's sneaking around on him, yeah, that's a case he's going to bring against her, but not you. Now, if he catches y'all together, does he have some certain rights? Yeah, you have those certain rights too, probably. I am limited 75. Say, "Hey, Cal, you ever go to the movies over there?" Absolutely, man. Me and my son used to go to a movie at least once pre-pandemic, because he loves movies. I do too. Until I met his mother, and they got me to go into the movies. I didn't. Black Panther. We went to see. They disappear with what's his name with the over here. Yeah, we see. I mean, every week, just about. Yeah. TJ Johnson said, yeah, there's a lot of laws over there, and he said there are also a lot of cops that would benefit greatly from a sudden income boost. Yeah. Ingram, he's right. He said, "I am limited." It's about $240, about $6. Now in Zamboanga, it's even cheaper than that. It's $200. And in Zamboanga, you get a small popcorn and a small drink. Yeah, to go with your 200 pesos. Hey, China, Zolda Vulcan, he said, hit the thumbs up, guys. Yeah. That's what I like about the movies over here. There's a lot of things over here that's different, man, because you have to take in consideration 200 pesos is a lot of money, man. Also, I had some news. If you guys are going, if in case they open up, all the resorts in Negros Occidental. Remember, we were just at Lackawanna. They're going to be closed June 23rd to 25th in observance of the Feast of St. John's Day. That's a popular Catholic holiday over here, and that's just to prevent mass gatherings at resorts and mountain resorts and beaches. Because of the COVID over here. This COVID over here, man, it's just becoming really like a joke, believe it or not. It's becoming political, man. Now there was another Bone Revealer Jr. Now he was a big action star before. He's calling for the government over here to get rid of the shield. Because the minimum requirements for COVID, the shield is not included. Oh, yeah, Kona Ranger. He said, how was Ginger on the small island? I'm happy the boat got you back safely, man. I'm going to tell you something, man. And coming back halfway through, it started raining. That scared me. Because, when it starts raining, man, anything can happen out in the water. Hey, Michael Cosby, thanks for that super chat. He said, Tampa is just for foreigners to get what they want. If they don't want to be on your Facebook or social media, it's because they plan to mess you up later and don't want to be revealed. Don't be stupid. Yeah, that's absolutely true because they're going to want that, man. I'm telling y'all that it's funny you bring that up, Michael, because the last live stream I was on, I told y'all, I just checked on my wife. You know how on your Facebook and say y'all have such much mutual friends. Then when I checked, it was 142 mutual friends that we got on that. Yeah, TJ Johnson said, Jesus, the shield. And the shield is uncomfortable, man. Believe it or not. Nobody likes it, man. It hurts me around here. It's like having on a cheap pair of sunglasses. And it hurts me here and here. And they're heavy, man. I thought I had one out here. They've got several. It's big business here, man. See, that's another thing. Because, see, Pacquiao, he said something profound to in a newspaper today. Because he's seriously considering running for president here. And he has until October to be 100% in, to be all in. He said Filipinos are poor because of corruption. That's what he said. And if he becomes president, he's going to wipe out the squatters, at least in Manila, build subdivisions, and wipe out corruption. Well, they always say that, but corruption around the world is here to stay, man. I'm sorry. But I think it's crept its way into this COVID, and that's why it's going to be a slow moving, man, to get this place open, man. Because, it's not just here. It's around the world, man. These billionaires and these elites are earning a lot of money off COVID, man. Why open it up? I even seen the other day that the governor that I love so much in Cebu, she's complaining to the president and the palace because their quarantine hotels are not getting as much money as the quarantine hotels in Manila. See, when it starts getting like that, guys, it's funny, man. I'm telling you, it's getting scary to me. Hey, Eves, Gabriel, thank you for that super chasing. Mr. Calvin, I love when you do these lives. Keep up the good work. Man, I appreciate you, man. Without you guys, man, I'm nothing. I'm just a talking head like I was 9 months ago, speaking out into the vast universe, no one listening, but I kept going, and that's my message to Chriselle Sebastian. Keep going. Keep making your content. And because you got a lot to say. Now, whether you're going to say it on your channel, I don't know. I would encourage you to, because we need more. We need more of that straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Hey, Brown Eyes, 124337. I know that means something, but yeah, it means something. But yeah, it just seems like this corruption is creeping over into the COVID, and it may keep the place shut down, longer, man, because, I think that's what all this quarantine's about when you coming into the country. fully vaccinated, by the way. If you're a Filipino and you got vaccinated in the country and you're fully vaccinated, if you go out for any reason and come back, you're still looking at quarantine, man. China Zolderboken says pandemic love, keeping the lockdown love better than Tampo. Yeah, Tampo is nothing, man. I don't deal with it. And if I were you, I wouldn't deal with it. And I let her know when you first meet her. Ask her what it is, and then you let her know I don't deal with that. If you ever pull that on me, I'm gone. Okay? And I promise you, we need to, because you're going to be giving up a lot of stuff. She's got to give up a lot of stuff. Remember, we're trying to level the playing field. Thanks, Chriselle. She said today's topic is interesting. Yeah, the pandemic love, is it real or is it, Memorex or is it desperation, man? And, it's hard to tell until you get boots on the ground. I'd stay offline right now unless I already got an established relationship. I've been over here with my woman and, it's the real deal. Otherwise, man, I'd stay offline. If you're lonely, man, get a dog, man. I do something. Join the, what's that club that you, not the Lonely Hearts Club. Don't join that one. But join the Rotary Club. Yeah, do something, man. But, man, by all means, stay offline. TJ Johnson said, why y'all getting man ruffled up over Tampa? I don't know, but it's not something I don't deal with. Billy says, you know a lot about the SRRV. Is this something you're considering for a visa? Do you have to be in the military? Billy, no, there's 4 levels of SRRV, which stands for Special Resident Retirement Visa. And military is one of them. Returning from abroad, Philippines is another. Then you got 2 other ones based on your age, but you have to give a certain deposit and then or an investment. And see, that's what I have a problem with. See, because as a foreigner, man, you don't need any of that really. But now, because of things like the pandemic that happens every 100 years, by the way, why would, I don't want to tie up my money like that. Even though I'm building this house, they're not going to give me credit for it because I can't own land here. Hey, Simply Acus, what's going on? Gabriel Bold, thanks for the super chat. He said, hi, Calvin, doesn't look good for you. Look. Okay. He said, look for a donation for you, only to find this one's for your wife. She appreciates it, man, because, since she met me, she hasn't been working. Boy, she misses it. She's chomping at the bit. And all she does is rip and run all day, collecting taxes and running people down. What's going on, Freddie Sanders, man? Thanks for the super chat. He said, what's up, brother? This has got to be the funniest. Man, you need to call me sometime, man, when you're at work, because he had me cracking up one night, man. He was on 3rd shift. It was early here, but he's funny, man. The funniest man on YouTube without a channel. Down in Tampa, Florida. You and if y'all think me and John is a dynamic duo, Freddie Sanders and Cal Deadman, they would hit a home run. Yeah, Frank Ellis, he says the military SRRV is the best one. Yeah, if you happen to have, been in the military with a, honorable discharge. And then, of course, you got to pass that FBI background check, man. They go out through everything. Yeah, Chriselle, she said COVID tests your patience and your loyalty. Well, you're right. But 8,000 miles would do that too. I just wish that, that I'm wrong about this corruption, wading over into the COVID over here, man. I can see it. Oh, okay, Dusty Passport. He said I should up my internet speed one more level. I can't get it any more higher, not where I am. Now, I believe that if I move to the city proper, because they've got a big sign that says it goes up to 100. I haven't seen it. Yeah, Infinity BGC acts of kindness. To see, this is what scares me. He said all those who had the SRRV got screwed. All that money deposited for the Philippine government to invest. Then they refused to let those guys back in for over a year. They got screwed, bad business. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up. That is so, man, I got to give you the gold star today for that, for mentioning that, man. See, and that's why I don't want to get involved with stuff like that, man. You know, the tourist visa is okay for me. I stay over here for 3 years, leave for 1 day and come back, man, because, man, listen to this, guys. He said, and it's true. Imagine if you would have got an SRV, you'd have deposited 50,000, 20,000, whatever it is over here. Then all of a sudden the people tell you, oh, I'm sorry, you can't come back over here for over a year, by the way. All your money's still over here. You cannot get that back. I'd be pissed, man. But there's nothing you can do. Yeah, he said, better off getting married and do a 13A spouse visa and retire. He said, P1 to K1 visa states too damn expensive. Yeah, it is. And I did a video on that. That 13A is cheap. But I just don't want to be tied up. And that's why, you know, the tourist visa is good for me. Hey, Solo Road, thanks for that super chat. He said, shout out from Louisville, Kentucky. Man, it's a lot of you guys from Louisville. Man, y'all got me homesick, man, because one of my subscribers, well, he's a friend now, Dennis Matthews. He's taking his daughter. She just finished med school, by the way. He's driving her from Flint, Michigan to Tampa, Florida, where she sets up a residence down there. He went through Cincinnati and he saw that Lexington, because he's going 75, and that Louisville exit going 71, man. You talk about how many times I traveled that road. Yeah, Billy, he says the tourist visa is the cheapest visa for retirees. It really is, man. You know, I wouldn't do anything else, you know. Like I said, unless you're married to a Filipino, then you might as well you might as well do that. But if you're not, just get, that's good enough, man. 36 months, you leave for 1 day, you can go to Thailand, Vietnam, something like that for a week. Because if I have to leave, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a tour of Southeast Asia. You know, if I haven't, because I'm supposed to get my shot this week here. I haven't heard anything else about it. But if I get it, if I'm vaccinated when I leave here, I'm not going home. I'll probably go, first place I'll probably go is Guam, get me a good checkup, just to be boots on the ground in the States again. And then I'm going to venture out and see some places, Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, Taiwan. Ryan Bizzle, what's going on, man? He said, and the boots on the ground team. Okay, Simply Aka, she said, I need to look for another best friend in Florida. What's up, Daryl? I appreciate you, man. Yeah, he's out there in Seattle, Washington. Billy, he said, which is the most trusted bank for us expats? There's like 4 banks that I would deal with, and I don't have a whole lot of money in the bank. But there's the Metro Bank, the BPI, which is Bank of Philippine Islands, BDO, and then I got PNB. I mean, it's real simple for me because I didn't want to go through the ringer. They do have you fill out a W-9 for some reason. I don't know if you have to pay taxes on any interest, which I haven't received any interest, obviously. Oh, yeah, Sam Champion. He's right. He says Calvin, foreign tourists from Asia are flocking to Guam to take advantage of the vaccine. See, that's what, if I don't get shot, that's got to be my first place to go, Sam Champion. I mean, really. Uh, okay, Infinity BGC Axicana says, I'm Albanian heading to Orlando, Florida for a month to get the Pfizer. So when the Philippines opens up, I'll be one of the first ones back. Straight to the hotel to quarantine, then back home to the lady. Absolutely, that's a good plan. JC Watts, sending love and prayers from Nashville. I love Nashville. I go through Nashville on my way to Alabama. Yeah, guys, let's hit the thumbs up, everybody. What's up, Buffalo Dan? He said many of the mayors, governors, and senators have had enough of the IATF and DOH and restrictions and are complaining that money to buy and distribute the vaccine isn't going toward vaccine. But see, you took the words out of my mouth. I just said that. I said, it's getting real scary over here because I'm thinking that corruption is wading over into this COVID, man, and it's going to be trouble if it does. But yeah, I just asked my girlfriend, if she come out here, she'll tell you, man. I said, this IATF is not for the people, man. I guarantee you that. It's not. Hey, Carl Childers, he said, I live on Guam. He said, wish my crib was big enough to house you, man. I appreciate the thought, brother. I mean, I really do. Jeff Lay says, perhaps the Philippine government is getting money from developed nations as long as they are shut down. Something's going on. But it's starting to look shaky, man. I'm starting to get real, skeptical, man. Oh, okay. Daniel Hackney says, since I was a contractor with DHS, I had the federal security clearance. Talk about colonoscopy. It took 6 months, 25 pages of questions, 2 hour face-to-face with federal agents. Wow. 3 ink fingerprint cards. Wow. Well, that's something like TJ Johnson said he went through. Raheem Brown says 300,000 enough to live. What do you mean? That would be, let's see. Just say 1,500. Just say 1,500 a month is your budget. That'd be 18,000 for a year. Be 10 years, 180,000. It may last you 20 years. If you get any kind of interest on the balance. Depends on how old you are, Raheem Brown. But that's a lot of money over here. Because, if you bought you a little house and lot, you wouldn't have any rent. What's up, the Prodigy? What's going on? Kevin Nash's Kitchen says, you own an oven. We got a little small one. And since I got that air fryer, man, I promise you. Now, I don't know if I ate any fried food at that resort or not. But if I didn't, I haven't eaten fried food in a long time. TJ Johnson, he says, how could the IATF be about the people or health when they literally fired all the doctors? Yeah. It's some of the decisions they're making, man. I'm like, man, who is that? I mean, really, they've got some crazy stuff going on. Dusty Passport said there are 3 U.S. banks in the Philippines. Now, somebody I was talking to said that one of the banks here, he can't access it. It's not really the same bank. It just has the same name or something. But that's something that's interesting. He says the U.S. Bank, Citibank, Bank of America, that's the one, and J.P. Morgan Bank. Michael Cosby, thanks for the super chat. He said, I'll be out soon. I love your channel, bro. My channel will be Let's Talk Filipino. I would tell everything. You serve the truth. Yeah, we need to compliment each other. I love my bros. Yeah, absolutely, man. I tell people all the time, man, I'm not competing against people on here. No one channel can cover it all here, man. It's like a smorgasbord, man. You take some of this, some of this, some of that, man, until your plate is full. And then you go from there, remember you got to leave a little space for your own common sense and meals. Billy says, what internet you recommend with strong signal? Well, you only gonna have 3 choices. You got Smart, you got Globe, and then you got the PDLT. Not a lot of choices over here. Kevin Luckman said, yeah, well, it wasn't so much food aid distribution. I was talking about, remember that hurricane Typhoon Yolanda, man, that killed all them people down there into Cloven City and stuff like that. Man, billions and billions of dollars came in here for aid for that area. And you go down there now, man, those people are still struggling, man. And you should see what they built down there for the people. It's hilarious. But, remember, man, I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I don't really talk a whole lot about the government, but I'm just telling. I was down into Cloven right before the pandemic, man, January 2020. And they were complaining to me, the locals were, about the lack of all that aid money they saw. Yeah, Daniel Hackney, TJ Johnson went through the same stuff you went through. He said he didn't want to give nobody false hopes, thinking that it's open. Infinity BGC actually kind of said, damn, Calvin got mad skills. I don't know if that's a joke or not. Yeah, Smooth Will. It's just my humble opinion, man. I'm 58. I've had some experience with women, man. I just like the Filipino. I like her disposition, because from where she's coming from, she don't complain a lot, man. And that's one thing I don't like, man. I don't want nobody complaining around me. Filipinos, they don't complain, man. If you got one that complains, you throw her back, man, because they don't complain. And that's one thing I like about her. Okay, Billy says, okay, Sam Champion, I'm glad you said that. He says all U.S. banks in Philippines operate separately than their parent U.S. bank. That's what I was told too, Sam. Now, I could be wrong, but he couldn't go to Bank of America and access his money in his account. And he lives up in Luzon. I think he lives up in Cavite, Quezon City, either one. His name is Nick. He may be on here. Billy said, do you recommend renting or buying a condo if you plan to stay for a long time? Well, if you plan to live here for the rest of your life, depending on what you mean a long time. Because remember, if you decide to go somewhere else, now you got to sell it. Or you could rent it out. But I don't know. I guess a lot of guys are buying them, though. Frank Ellis said, I keep saying it, just get a Schwab or Fidelity account. Now, what are the restrictions there, Frank? Are there any restrictions? Kevin Lukeman says, how is Calamba City? Where is that located? Derek Casanova says, you know what they call the complaining Filipinos? She's an American. Yeah, they get over there, but they don't complain over here, man. Now they do a lot of other stuff that get on your nerves, but complaining is not one of them. I just like their disposition, man. They shouldn't be happy from our point of view, but they are. Roy Jones says a woman that don't complain, that's a unicorn. Well, I call the Filipino a unicorn, man. She's a throwback, man. The Filipino reminds me, not only does my mother look like a Filipino, but when I was little, I can remember my mother doing stuff for my father that my girlfriend does for me now. My father didn't have to do nothing. He came home from work. He ate first. She ironed his clothes. She ran his bath water. My mother did all of that back in the 60s, early 70s. Even though my father was a playboy, he was a preacher, and she knew he had other women, but women back then were so much smarter. My mother, because they asked her, they said, why did you stay with him? He said, because he was taking care of me and my children. He's the father. He was taking care of everything. He wants to go out there. Hell, gives me a break. I ain't got to fool with him, but nowadays, People don't think like that. You can have one woman or one man, but one at a time. Yeah, Gregory Calhoun, and that's possible. Very possible, and that's what most people do. He said, hey, Calvin, I would love to come to the Philippines, have a good time, and come back home to the United States. I love my country. I love my country, too, but I didn't love the lifestyle that I created for myself. See, I don't blame anybody but me. That hamster wheel that we all are on, the hamster wheel you're on right now, Gregory Calhoun, you fashioned that yourself. And so, no, I don't, you're exactly right. Hey, TJ, thanks for that super chat. He said this might be the last of the quarantine super chats. Can you charter fishing boats out near you right now? Wouldn't mind dropping a ride into the waters of Negros Occidental on a weekend post MECQ. Well, I know you can charter those bunker boats. Now, whether or not you're going to be able to fish or not, see, that's always been a subject of contention, man. Are you allowed to recreational fish here? I've never seen it. Because fishing is such a big deal here. It's a way of life here. It's I don't know, but I know you can charter you one of them boats. And if they take you out far enough, you probably could throw your line in there. Michael Cosby, thanks for the super chat. He said they don't complain because they have a plan. Filipinos are smart. You will lose unless you make a plan. Don't be stupid. Yeah. I mean, that's straight out of the Sunshine Shoulders, boots on the ground. They're not stupid, man. When you come over here, you thinking, oh, look at this little woman over here in this, squatters area, barely making it. And no. She put herself in your path for a reason, man. And, that's why I was telling y'all on my video today, there's no need for you to chat with her for over a week because she already knows what she wants. She's already got her plan. It doesn't matter if it's you, if it's Tom, Dick, or Harry. It don't matter. Her plan is set in stone. Yeah, man. Clayton Mary said the preacher and the playboy, that's some that can't. Yeah, but believe it or not, a lot of them are Clayton. They've got that combination because some women just love preachers, man. I don't know what it is, but they do. Oh, okay, Freddie Sanders said, my girl said, yes, you can sport fish there. I just haven't seen it. Daryl Fulmore said Mike is right about the plan. Yeah, he's right about the plan. Ron Bizzle says, shout back at you, James Lyons and Michael Cosby. Yeah. No, I don't. You're right about that. You shouldn't blame yourself for the society you grew up in. I'm not really doing that. What I'm saying is, I love my country, but then they'll say, well, why did you leave? Because I created a lifestyle that's required over there that eventually caught up with me, and it's not conducive to my success. Remember, man, as a black man, man, my life expectancy is way down there from everybody else's. And then it gets lower because I live in Kentucky. I had to change up some variables, man. I won't, give me that 2 years or 5 years or whatever it is I've got coming, man. I'll take it, man. But just dying prematurely like that, man, I don't want it, man. Believe it or not. Okay, Daniel Hackney says 11 of us employees took security check. Only 2 of us passed. By the way, they also sent an agent to my neighborhood. Wow, and questioned my neighbors about me. Feds leave no stone unturned in my life. Well, not only yours, but everybody's, man. You try to get a federal security clearance. Good luck. Hey, Francisco Salmaran, thanks for the super chat. He said, This stupid YouTuber Tim K is putting video traveling, and he is the most non-travel man. I mean, he's talking down to the police and everyone he sees. Please don't do what he does. Oh, thank you, man. I'm not really. I see he's got a major following. I've never really watched any of his videos, though. I don't know a whole lot about him. But you give some good advice. I wouldn't come over here talking down to the police or anybody else for that matter. Freddie Sanders said it's not a fair question. America has a footprint all over the world. That's right. You're exactly right. But, you know, let's just say that, okay, the earth is approximately 197 million square miles. There's nowhere written anywhere that I have to stay in that one spot my whole life. Louisville, Kentucky being 334 square miles. The United States is only a speck in the planet, man. You know, who says that? Whoever made that up, they're lying to everybody. You don't have to stay there. I love my country and I serve my country. And because I moved out of my country, don't mean I love it any less than anybody else. See? But nowhere else does it say I have to live there for the rest of my life. I lived there for 55 years. Hell, I gave it all I had. Ron Bizzle said, go where you're wanted in life. It's your time in life. Only you can live it. Just saying. Thank you, man. But that's true. That's exactly true. Because when you die, there ain't nobody jumping in that casket with you, man. You know, I tell you, my mother said that you're going to be dead a long time. You better live until you die. I mean, live the way you want, how you want, where you want. And, you know, I understand it now, and it's true. Hey, Mike Cosby said, thanks for the super chat. He said, I love you for your color and early. I'm sorry. No, who is that? I'm just saying. Everett Brown said, love my country. Nah, he said, love my community. Yeah, we can get down to the nitty gritty on that. Yeah, Brian Nichols said, live while you're alive. Yeah, because you're going to be dead a long time. And, you know, that's just how it is, man. And, you know, hey, who's to say this is going to be my last landing spot? But right now it is, man. And I live in the moment, man, because that's really all we've got. Hey, Paul Smith. Yeah, my mother was a natural philosopher. I promise you, man. My mother only finished 9th grade because, you know, back then, you know, you had to go to work. You had to help the family. You had to start watching kids. You had to do all that kind of stuff back then. See, that's just how it is. Hey, Teddy, bro, thanks for that super sticker. Thanks, Daryl Fulmore, man, for your super sticker. Daryl's the brother that I was telling y'all about with the family problems. But see, I was telling him it's only temporary. Once his wife gets her green card, she'll be able to work and help take some of that load off you, man. But right now, seems like the weight of the world's on you. Yeah, Simply Acker said, Cal, I see old men who finish working here, but their life's so miserable. But in the Philippines, old man is having fun. Yeah, live life. Y'all seen that picture, right, that I put on my community? It said retirement in America, retirement in Asia. It's really just who you are, man, what you want in life, man. To be honest with you. Hey, James Lyons, what are you talking about, man? He said, don't punish your brothers. Fellas, y'all harsh. What are you saying? Come on, man. Yeah. Infinity BGC Axel Cannons. He said, exactly. He said, I love my country, but it's too effing expensive. Not going to give my money to the rich and greedy. You know, because see, I was trying to tell people, you know, there's no debate, there's no argument, guys, on this on this budget. Okay, if all you're earning over in America is $1,500 a month, what makes you think you can't live in the Philippines for $1,500 a month? If that's all your retirement and Social Security is, I don't. Excuse me. I don't see the argument really, unless it's just some nationalistic stuff. You know, your 1,500 goes further here. But yeah, you can't get something for nothing. You got to give up some stuff too. You know, but you can't get something for nothing. And that's what a lot of us want. We want our cake and eat it too. You can't have it. You know, you got to give up something, man. I've given up a lot, man. But if I didn't, I was going to give it all up. I was probably going to be dead. Carl Childers said, riddle me this. If you had to evacuate Philippines ASAP, for whatever reason, how long would it take to get paperwork for your wife and children to leave? Well, for my daughter, I'd have to do the CRBA. She's really the only one I would have to worry about because my other two sons, they have their passports. They could leave anytime they want. So they'd be on the plane with me. But her, it takes about a month because that's the process for the CRBA. Yeah, that's what that's about. Michael Cosby, thanks for the super chat. Says, stay away from cracker people. We're all bad. Everyone needs to run. What? I don't understand that. What's that mean? Because, remember, guys, I told y'all when they were giving out brains, I thought they said trains. I said, give me a slow one. Sometimes y'all say stuff over my head. Yeah, Stephen K. I have to agree with you. And let's don't make it too political, but I think you're kind of right, man. I kind of agree with you. He said, call me a communist, whatever you want to call me. He said, but capitalism and its tentacles are destroying people and destroying the earth. Yeah. I kind of agree with you on that, man. In the United States, you got 4 men who own more wealth than the bottom 150 million. How could that possibly be good? I don't understand that. Yeah. Yeah, it's over my head, Mike. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. TJ Johnson, he said, I wish upon a star one of my Filipino exes would have complained about a 2,500 peso anything. Yeah. But they don't really, Okay, Cal Deadman. Yeah, but see, you a baller, Cal. He says it's costing me more to live in the U.S. and the Philippines at the same time. Wow. Yeah, he says it costs me an extra $1,500 a month being stuck in the United States. And man, that's a lot of money over here. I don't care what nobody says, guys. It's a lot of money. I mean, I don't understand. Oh yeah, Clayton Mary. I always say that. You're right. He said, hey, Calvin, he said, some of these viewers think they're smarter than the vlogger. Shucks. That happens all the time. I get that, And, it's easy to do that. It's easy to be the Monday morning quarterback. Hey, Gregory Calvin, he said, hey, Calvin, Father's Day is next Sunday. Are you going to live? He says, are you going live? Oh, yeah, and happy Father's Day to you, Calvin. Yeah, but it would be, because it's going to be Monday here. It'll be Father's Day there. Yeah. And thank you, man. I appreciate that. Anwar Kente says, any imagined love I had in my mind was already in desperation, even before the so-called pandemic. Yeah, see, that's how they get us, Anwar. They know we're desperate, and they know that we're lonely a lot of times, even though we won't admit it. But if you do all the things that you have to do to come over here, either you're an adventurer or you lonely as hell. Are you unhappy? Let's put it like that. Carl Childer said, I'm trying to become the fifth man with the money. I don't complain. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that there's nothing, you know. A guy put on Facebook one time, he said, the United States is the only country in the world where people complain about, you know, where people think it's wrong to have a free education and free health care because the rich people tell them so. And I had to agree with that. You know, you don't understand, you know, especially when we talk about, you know, where our tax dollars go, which most of us don't know where our tax dollars go. All right. But I know this, that if you pay into the system for 67 years, which would be my full retirement, I guarantee you I'm not going to get back what I put into it. But and I get it. It's not, you know, I'm still, the whole 67 years, I'm enjoying, you know, the standard of living, structure and all that. Yeah, I get it. But when you start talking about your tax dollars is going, guys, you know, we're all going to get less out than what we're putting in. Darko Jones said, yo, Calvin, absolutely. What you mean? He's one of my favorite guys. And if you, I mean, Netflix, they've got, man, a great documentary on him, man. I mean, it's really, really great. This guy's, you know, I don't use the word genius and phenomenon and all that very often, but he definitely is that. If it wasn't for him, go back in your history. If you don't believe me, were it not for him meeting Michael Jackson on the set of The Wiz, Michael Jackson's career was over. All that, trust me, man. Michael Jackson, look at his career between The Wiz and Off the Wall. Michael Jackson was getting ready to be a has-been. You know, he had gotten older. He wasn't cute anymore. He wasn't, you know, the Michael Jackson. His career was going down. Quincy Jones, okay, go back and listen to that Off the Wall album. Don't listen to all that singing. Listen to that music behind that. It took that album to a whole other level. It just swept Michael Jackson on to heights that he could have never did by himself. Yeah, Derek Casanova said moving to Southeast Asia was a wise move. I don't have any regrets, man, you know, at all. Because I promise you, man, if I was still in America, the big three would have gotten me by now. Either a heart attack from stress or a stroke, the police or the thugs in the hood, you know. Joe B said, where's John? Well, I think John was here earlier. I'm thinking he's taking his girl because it's sunny now today. It's not doing a lot of raining. They supposed to went and took some kids to swimming the other day. Oh yeah, Paul Smith, Quincy Jones, a master. He said even Frank Sinatra said so. Yeah, he worked with Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra handpicked him and said, "I want you to do, you know, I want you to tour with me and be the head of my." My live band. Then they did some albums together. You know, Quincy Jones was writing music scores, man. He was just doing so much. Read his book, his autobiography, man. It's unbelievable, man. You would not believe it. I didn't even know at one time he lived in Louisville, Kentucky when he was little with his grandmother. Because his mother went crazy. She had schizophrenia. And she was in and out of you know, institutions, and eventually died. And his father raised them out in Seattle. Oh, okay, James Lands. Let's see. Okay, let's see something about. Okay, when people talk trash about America, I truly am speechless. No country is perfect, but America is great for opportunity to improve oneself. Just ask Brother Campbell. He went from the projects to the PI. Yeah, you know, but that's not what we're saying, James. We're just saying that as an American, I have a right to demand better. That's all I'm saying. You know, how could I possibly put a country down that has a lot to do with any success I've had? You know, I'm just thankful that when the wheel stopped, for me, it let me out in Lexington, Kentucky, with George Hartzell Roach and Nancy Curl Roach. See, I had no control over that. I just had the control of, kind of, fashion in my life. See, a lot of times we think that, but there's some forces over that have control over you to decide which way you go in life. Ask my father. My father used to talk to us about this stuff. When my father came back from the Korean conflict, they call it the Korean War, but it really wasn't. He never declared war. They shipped him to the projects, man. He wasn't able to apply for the GI loan at that time to get a house built in the in those subdivisions and stuff, man. I'm just saying it's okay to demand better, James. I would never put my country down. I tell you what, I serve my country, man, and I'm proud of it. But it doesn't mean I can't demand better. Hey, Michael Cosby says, thanks for that super chat. He said, no matter what your plan is, they will suck the chrome off of our trailer. They have a plan. Don't be stupid. I don't care if you are purple. They have a plan. Absolutely. And yeah, he said they'll suck the chrome off of our trailer. Yeah. We all should have a plan, really. I hate to be somebody who doesn't have a plan for your life, But yeah, there's a lot of things that we don't give the Filipino credit for. That's why when I make videos like I do, some guy came on there, he said, I can't believe that you have to make videos for people like this. And I'm like, everybody doesn't know what life is like over here, sir. We're not as smart as you. Some of us need help. What do you mean? It's more than common sense. If you've never been to a place before, if you've never had an experience with the people, it just means you're ignorant. It doesn't mean you're stupid. Ignorant just means you don't know any better. You don't know the facts. Brian Kendall, I have to agree with you. And that's for me. I said that too. He said quality of life is better here in the Philippines. Yeah, that's quality of life, not standard of living, but quality of life. It is. For me, it is. I promise you, man. Yeah, Magnolia State, you're right. He says as a veteran, I have a right to criticize if I want to, but I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying I want better. I can want better without criticizing. Yeah, simply I could say life in the U.S. is so easy and good for the unwise. Easy to get credit, card, and job. But if you are wise, you will see it's not an easy life. That's right. It's a trade-off. We've lowered the standard, the bar so low over there, so more people can reach it, and that's the sort of the trick that's played on people when they come to America. Especially somebody like from the Philippines. The Philippines, she comes and says, "Oh man, it's easy to get a job, easy to get a credit card. My own car, my own place." She don't realize, that noose is tightening, man. And pretty soon you be like my son's mother, hasn't been able to come back to the Philippines for 5 years. How can she? She cannot maintain the life over there and taking care of them too over here. She has to work like that. Imagine not being able to come home for 5 years, man. It hurts me. Hey, Jacob Tanjay, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He said, signing off, Sunshine Crew. He said, that wheel is calling me. Yeah, man, it'll call you. It'll drive you, Jacob. Oh, okay. Our church. He's saying on purpose, trying to start a fight. What do you mean by that? Okay, believes in Ed when he said, fellas, just remember to be very careful whenever you buy food on the street. The restroom doesn't have toilet paper and soaps to wash your hands on the street. Yeah, or the restroom for that matter. Derek Cosnow said Calvin can do whatever he wants to do with his life. Absolutely, man. And the sooner we learn that, the better. That's a lesson. Stephen K said people are starting to wake up in the U.S. The workers are demanding better, and corporations are responding in desperation. That's right. The past 50 years have been the wealthy and corporations dominate. It's over. And see, okay, let me say this, and we'll go on to something else. Everybody's talking about, oh, why are you paying these fast food people $15 an hour? Well, they're part of the company. They should enjoy in these massive profits that these fast food restaurants make, by the way. But they fooled us to thinking that the fast food worker doesn't deserve his piece of the pie. But I'm sorry, he does. And that's the way I think. And that's the reason why, I get angry. And people, don't want to see things in that kind of light, man. It doesn't matter their job. Look at the money that's being paid on their backs. You gonna tell me they shouldn't enjoy the profits of that? $15 an hour, that should be the minimum wage anyway. Imagine when I was in high school, the minimum wage was stopped. Reagan stopped minimum wage at like $3.35 or something like that. It didn't go up for a long time. King Arthur says, thanks for that super chat. He said, going to retire in the PI, going to live life to the fullest, retired Marines. Simplified, man. I hear you. Yeah, Daryl, thank you for this. Daryl Foreman said, Calvin's only expressing what he sees and experiences. If it doesn't fit you, it may fit someone else. Try not to take everything he says so personal. He is just expressing his own views. And see, I say that every video, Daryl. I promise you, I say, this is my boots on the ground experiences. I give it to you the only way I know how. By telling you exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I'm not trying to be a know-it-all or an expert, man. Come on, guys. But I get that all the time. Hey, TJ Johnson, thank you. Yeah, you're right. For the super chat, he said, LOL, this is my paid attempt to get us back on more enjoyable fare. I'm a client indirect employee at a BPO firm, and I'm receiving a lot of flirting. If they don't work directly for me, do I shoot? Oh, man, I know you're going to get a lot, man. I met a guy over here. I met him in the airport when I got back to Chicago, and we were in line going through immigration. And I was like, man, what were you doing in the Philippines? He said he was working for Humana over here in a call center. And I was like, oh, my God, man, that's a dream job. He said, yeah. So, yeah, I'd load my gun. I'd load my weapon, TJ, and I'd fire at will. And, guys, I got, believe it or not, is this the Michael Cosby I know? Or is this an imposter? But anyway, he says, listen, we all want better. America's not perfect, but we love you all. Don't be a crybaby. Some people go to fields to get their own slaves. I don't know. I don't get that. But thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. And appreciate, your views, man. I got to respect people's views. But yeah, TJ, man, on that subject of shit you shoot, man, people really getting angry with me about this. The only weapon you can bring to the Philippines. The video I made. They didn't get it, guys. Believe me or not, man. These are grown men. A lot of them with college degrees and stuff like that, man. Don't you know that they're telling me I need to delete that video? I'm like, I won't delete that video. I mean, it's not my fault that people did not get that joke. Hey, thanks, Derek Cosnow, for that super chat. He said this is the crackhead special. Well, over here it's the Shabu special. Because they strung out on Shabu over here. Oh, wow. Freddie Sanders, here he goes. He said, I believe it was Franklin D. Roosevelt who said that if a company can't pay a person a decent wage, they shouldn't be in business. Well, hell, it'd be half the damn companies, man. Conan Ranger said Calvin has great knowledge. It's hard to share with an inexperienced man. But see, Conan, I'm going to tell you something. Like the guy was saying, oh, it's a shame that you have to make videos like that. See, that's probably why your channel's not successful, man. You can't put people down just because they're not on your level or wherever the level you think they should be. That don't mean put them down. Use it as a teaching moment. Bring them up to where you are. Don't push them down, though. Okay, James Lyons, he says, yes, he's extreme tonight. Yeah, I never heard him like that before. Hey, John Gomez, what's going on? PL says inflation will hit America soon due to all the money printing. Minimum wage has to increase to prevent more homeless. I believe it. If we're supposed to be fair, or whatever fair is over there. Hey, Joseph Relaford from Baltimore. I was watching documentary on Baltimore the other day, man. Y'all got some, man, I know there's bad police everywhere, man, but y'all had a crew, man, they were really bad. They were off the chain, Joseph. They were robbing drug dealers, taking their money, planting evidence, and they were getting awards for it until finally they clamped down on them. Maximus said, this is my life, this is my gun, this is for fighting, this is for fun. Yeah, I was talking about the weapon of fun, brother Maximus. Michael Cosby said, I love Calvin. You don't have to escape. Hell, don't make us all look bad. I don't understand what you're talking about, Mike. I mean, are you saying don't make me look bad? Don't make y'all look bad? Philippines, my paradise. Thanks, Ned. He said, thanks again for another great live stream, Calvin. Best regards, Ned. Go over and check Ned out at Philippines, my paradise. Remember, he's the flip side of me. I give it to you street. Ned gives it to you in a scholarly manner. Same information, though, and he's got a nice drone. Believe it or not. But you better be able to read on Ned's channel because a lot of his stuff is written. But he talks about everything, the culture and everything. Simply Acker said he was teaching me a lesson about life here. You can have an expensive car. You just need down payment and work to pay it off. But if you live a low life and save, you can have an amazing retirement life. That's right. If you live a simple life, and see, that's one thing I got caught up in, and a lot of us get caught up in, is keeping up with the Joneses. And, I really, look for material things to define me because I thought, if I had all that stuff, I'd be equal to everybody else, man. But it really just got me into a lot of trouble. It took me a long time to clean my credit back up. I was 30, 2004 when I bought my first house. I was 41 before I was able to buy my first house because that was after I stopped drinking. I worked with this company that helped me buy my house. They helped me clean up all my credit, man, and get back on track, man, because of that. Thanks, King Arthur, for Super Chat. He says, if you didn't get the joke, guys, it's the weapon between your legs. Duh. Man, you go on there, King Arthur, and look on there. It's many of them. Said I should delete it. I'm going to get somebody in trouble. I'm going to be responsible. How? I never said firearms. I never said gun. I said weapon. The only weapon you can bring to the Philippines. All right? China Zolder said, adventure isn't an escape. You travel because of strength produced by your financial resources. That's right. Because you can't travel nowadays broke. Paul Smith said Frank Ellis Benjamins are loved globally. Yeah, Winchell 2002 said the blogger that was ragging on you about the weapon video is mad that you came up with the idea entitled it got a lot of views before he did. Well, a lot of times, man, like I said, I don't know why people even compete as a vlogger, because vlogging is only, given the Philippines through your eyes. No one sees it the same. We could talk about the same subject and be two different things. And that's really what I'm doing. I'm just giving you my experience. That's all. Yeah, Brian Nichols, my credit was messed up for years too, because I didn't care, man. I was out there drinking, partying. It's like, who gives a damn? But when I stopped drinking, I got sober, and my thinking became clear. I was like, man, if you don't have good credit over in America, you can forget it unless you got big time money, which I didn't have. Oh, okay. Belizean Edwin, he said iced tea drinks is on me, Cal, whenever Philippines opens up next year. He said next year. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that, Belizean Edwin. Mark Truitt said, I figured it out. I wasn't making more than I was 30 years ago because of inflation. Companies will only pay you as much as they can get away with. You're right. And see, I was telling somebody that go back and look at what the value of the dollar you're getting now was worth 30 years ago. It'll shock you, man. It'll really shock you. And see, and at the same time, your pay hasn't really gone up that much. How can okay, my daughter works at GE in Louisville, Kentucky. She was so happy. And listen to this, guys. This is what I'm talking about. She was so happy starting out. I think it's like $15 and something, right? Now, how can she be happy if it's not some type of programming, some type of something going on in society? She was happy to start out at $15 an hour when I started out at Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation in 1989 at $15 an hour. So how could that be an accomplishment for her? I don't get it. Something happened. And I tell my kids all the time, they don't believe me. I said I was earning that kind of money back in the 80s that you're, earning now, that you claim is good money now. How could it be? Oh, John Gomez, he said, your live stream on the beach was interrupted with that accident. No, I didn't have an accident. He said safety was off and went off and shot the computer. No, they had a storm coming. See, believe it or not, their Wi-Fi was on the main island. And the storm was there already, so it cut off the Wi-Fi. Kona Ranger said a cost of living in USA going up so much so fast. Man, it's been going up. When I left in 2018, I'm living in Louisville, Kentucky. It's not LA, man. I had a 3-bedroom house. It was nice, though. The owners of this house, I was renting. They took really, really good care of it. It was their first house. They lived in some palatial place. I lived in Shavley. They lived in Shavley by the golf course. And it had a finished basement. It was on like a half acre with the front and backyard. It was $900 a month. Well, it went up to $940 right before I left, 2018. But then I come over here and I'm paying $170. And see, that has a lot to do with my decision to move over here, man. If I got $1,500 in America, $940 of it's going toward rent. I got $1,500 over here, $170 is going for rent. So, it doesn't take Einstein to figure that out. Then I've got, a woman 20 years younger than me and her sexy as hell, real, all this nice weather, it's just, a no-brainer. Now, did it cost me to come over here? Yeah, it cost me. I don't get to see my children on a regular basis, or my grandchildren. And I've got some good friends at home that, that we used to chop it up and go out and do different things too. But you can't get something for nothing, man. I knew it was a price I had to pay, but I would rather pay this price than be dead to pay the ultimate price. Let's see. Belizean Edwin said my first job at the supermarket in 1991, I was making about $4.25 an hour. Yeah. Winchell 2002 said, I can't live in a poor country where the locals know I don't have a weapon. I'm going to figure something out. I'll pick another country. Well, first of all, the Philippines isn't poor. The people are poor. The Philippines isn't poor. And second of all, they really don't know what you got. Because, see, they're not even, the majority of them, not even supposed to have a weapon. You got to realize, but they probably do. It was just in the Manila Times a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot to tell y'all about it, but 50% of all motorcycle riders here are riding with expired registration, meaning they don't have registration. That means they don't have a license. 50%, something like 30 million. So if they don't have a license and registration for a motorcycle, they're not going to have a license and registration for a gun. See? And it only says that you can't have it. Do you think you would really get in trouble if somebody broke in my house right now and I picked up a gun and shot him? Maybe I would, but I'd take my chances on that than him coming in and killing me. Then I have no chances. So, legally you're not supposed to. Eric said, Calvin, let them stay in America. We don't want that kind of drama in the Philippines. It's not that many Americans here anyway. It's really not, it's a certain type of American that moves here. It's a lot of Chinese who actually live here, but not a whole lot of Americans. I think Chinese is number one, 400,000. Frank Ellis said, what about insurance? You see, that's what I'm saying. If they don't have registration and license, Frank, they don't have insurance. But see, that's one of those things where it says where it doesn't make any sense over here. Okay, John said he paid $10,000 for his license. That's what regular people have to pay too. So how can you afford? You don't earn $10,000. How can you afford that? To get a license, I don't get it. TJ Johnson said, I'm not even sure we're in the top 3 Westerners in the Philippines. I don't believe we are, not as expats, but we're in the top 3 as far as visits, tourists that come here every year. South Korea is number 1 with almost 2 million. That's double the amount of Americans. And of course, they're closer to the Philippines too, so that makes a lot of difference. And then it's China, then US, then Japan. Okay, Bobby G says he's turning in. Got to punch that time clock tomorrow so I can contribute to my relocation to the PI fund. Yeah, take care of that. Yeah, I've got about 11 minutes left, guys. Let's get the thumbs up, man. Let's see if we can get 200 likes. Yeah, TJ, I believe you're right. I believe there's more Europeans over here. There's a lot of Germans. There's a lot of Swiss here. And see, Canada has that very liberal immigration with the Philippines, man. Believe it or not. Yeah, Jason Will says you can't get an accurate Western, Americans, because a lot of them Americans are actually Filipinos going back. That's a great point, Jason Will, and you're right about that. Um, here's my woman. You know, she'll get mad at me, and I don't want to. I want to unload my weapon later, so I don't want to make her mad. She's laughing, but she knows she likes it when I unload my weapon. Mm-hmm. Don't you? She said, shh. Yeah. Yeah, see? But yeah, guys, it's true though. She's going, where you going to the when are you going to about the paper? Okay. Hey, Michael Cosby, thanks for that super chat. He said, you don't get created equal for color and fields. You created equal for more money. It's a game. Color has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I believe you. Jen Cappuccino says, wow, you're a bad boy, Calvin. No, I'm not, really. Remember, I'm 58. She's 39. She knows that when I came over here, I brought my weapon with me. Derek Casanova, it's hard to get a Filipina unless she's one of these, modern Filipinas, and she's not. They're not going to get on camera. The ones you see in Dumaguete and different places with these YouTube channels, man, they're cut from a different cloth. Clayton Murphy said live action on the live stream. Oh man. But really, man, go back and look at my video. I said my girlfriend wants me for my money and my new life, but I don't care, man. I'm at the age in my life now where that kind of stuff don't bother me, man. See, what I've done is what I try to suggest you guys to do. I've created my world and put her in the middle of it. That's all. See, now if you want to come over here and create a world for her and put yourself in the middle, that's on you. See, the life I'm living now, I'm going to live it anyway, whether I'm with her or by myself. And that's what I would suggest you to do. Don't put the woman first. You're doing it backwards. You're going to end up creating the same thing you're running away from in America. Okay, Freddie Sanders. Take care, man. Take care, Mike Cosby. Yeah, I went to 2002. That was funny, but real when you said, yeah, I got a hot girl 20 years younger in great weather. What more can I want? It's true, man. And see, I love the warm weather. Let me remind y'all, when I was about 10 years old going to school, man, my hands used to freeze and my toes. Because my mother, we couldn't afford gloves. We had, I was the eighth. So if I was 10, that means my brother 18, he was still in school. My mother had like 6 kids in school. If we did wear gloves, it was every other day or something like that. And if I wore small and my brother wore large, I wore large gloves then. Same with the hand-me-down clothes. A lot of times in my senior year, if you go back, I let my shirt hang below my pants because I wore a size 28 waist, but my brother wore a size 32. Well, big deal. I had to wear them size 32, and I had the damn belt cinched up so much, man. If they don't ever pull up my shirt, I'd have looked like, what's the big, Baby Huey or somebody. Hey, Brett Reinhardt, thank you. Yeah, guys, I got 5 more minutes. Let's hit the thumbs up, man. Let's get 200. Eric says, do you have any idea on when you're going to have the meet and greet in the Philippines? Yeah, whenever it opens up, Eric, man. I mean, really, we're shut down here. I can't go outside of Negros Occidental without some type of, you know, the paperwork or some type of swab test or police clearance. Jose Villanova says, I don't know where to go first, Japan or the Philippines when everything was back up. Well, you go to Japan first and then just hop on over to the Philippines. Because if you come to the Philippines first, you're not going to Japan. That's what happened to me. I came to the Philippines first to start a world tour. Remember, I had $20,000, man. I ain't went nowhere else, man. Believe it or not. Yeah, TJ Johns, he said, damn, hand-me-down sneakers, hand-me-down clothes feels like a long time ago. The other day I complained that there's no Lewis store in Duval. Man, I'll tell you, and my brother, who was 7 years older than me, he was a stylistic type guy, fashionista. And man, he did not like me when I used to sneak and wear his clothes. He'd be hot, but he'd be in there asleep or half drunk from the night before. I'd get up early and go in his closet and get shirts and stuff. But he was bigger than me, man. And, that's where you get that. See, I used to be a seamstress a long time ago, but I used to just use duct tape. I'd roll, I'd cuff my pants under and turn them inside out and seal it with the duct tape, man. Hell, I'd go to school, man. I'd be patched together, guys. I'm telling you. I think back on them days, man, and those are some good days, man. Jim ain't Anfla. He said just watched a video from earlier to get a dog to chat with Lamb was classic. Thanks for the truth. Yeah, man, we've got you don't need to be online chatting with no Filipino for 6 months, a year, because, you don't have that much to talk about. What do you have so much to talk about is what I don't understand. You from two different cultures, and it gets a long stretches of time. I've seen guys and girls, they posted on Facebook where the girl done went to sleep from chat. Now the man done went to sleep. That's what you're going to run into. That foolishness, that craziness. Really? Yeah, Jeffrey Tedder. He's right. You better go to Japan first, then the Philippines. Because if you come to the Philippines first, I promise you, man, you're not going to make it to Japan. Belize in Edwin. The first time I went to the Philippines, I don't know where the Philippines was at. I just got addicted to the Philippines. Yeah, Raheem Brown, I had 20 grand. I spent 7,000 in 2 months over here. That's a lot of money over here. In 2010. It's a lot now. But in 2010, it was really, really a lot. And only when I got home, Raheem Brown, did I realize I need to start taking a look at my spending when I come over here. Because that was like my second or third time coming over here. And I was like, man, how did you spend $7,000 in the Philippines? I thought it's supposed to be cheap over here. Well, it is cheap. But remember, $1,000 in my pocket in America is the same $1,000 in my pocket when I'm in the Philippines, if my thinking hasn't changed. Yeah, Rom Omega Zone, he said you can't bring the old happy days back, but you can create new ones. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to thank everybody for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up, your likes, your comments, man. All your kindness, your generosity, your support of my channel. Because y'all think I'm joking, man. Without y'all, I'm nothing. I'm just speaking out into the universe like I used to do. The vast universe when I was down in Zamboanga, man. Without y'all, I'm nothing, man. Y'all giving me so much, man. I could never pay you back, believe it or not. Yeah, PAL said, I can't understand why anyone would give a thumbs down. Why? They're just, on a live stream of all things. Hey, John, I'll be better later on today. to fill your tank up. Winchell 2002 said, if you're chatting online with a peanut for 6 months, you've heard every story in the book and sent a ton of money. Absolutely. And the grandmother died 3 times. The grandfather's been in and out of the hospital. You know, the mother's had a stroke. The baby, you know, has got dengue 3 or 4 times, man. Y'all better listen up, man. I'm telling y'all guys. A week at the most. And only after you bought your ticket, you coming all over here. Spring a surprise on her, man. Okay, guys, take care, man. If you're in America, it's late already. It's 11, a little bit after 11 o'clock. I hope you help somebody before you let your head hit the pillow. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, you're just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break, you see somebody on the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. Look, guys, with all this judge and stuff, some guy says, I ain't going to give drug addicts nothing. Once you give them the money, it's no longer your business what they do with it, okay? Hey, thank you, Just Christian, for the super chat. He said, just stop by and show support. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. If you're in the Philippines, it's 11:08 a.m. We got the whole rest of the day to intentionally go out and find somebody to help. I help somebody every single day, not because I want a pat on the back, because people over here need our help, guys. I promise you, man. These lockdowns over here have done a whammy on this place. That electronic community pantry I got, it's become so popular. Why? Because it's a great idea? No, because people are basically starving over here. And also, guys, I'm going to let y'all know, as soon as I get the go-ahead, we're going to start building on our house. So thank you so much, man. You know, if I don't know anything else, man, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves, man. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID-free. I'll see you next time. Thank you, Jeffrey Tedder. He said you're an inspiration to your viewers too, man. Keep it up. Thank you, PL. TJ, I appreciate it, brother. Before you go back in them 7 months, man, holler at me. Thank you, Simply Actors. She said, Cal, while I was doing a video for my channel, I remember you said, you'll say, and help a few homeless. That's right. Say that, Simply. Spread the word down in America. Y'all take care.